Deep in the shadows, I know it's hard to put one foot in front of the other.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is CeeChronicles and I go by that name across all my social media platforms. Now on this platform I post fragrance related content, and if you like that style of content and you're not subscribed, kindly consider subscribing and joining the family. And to those who are already subscribed, thank you so much for the continued support. Please note that this is not a sponsored channel, so I do not have paid partnerships, sponsorships, paid promotions. I do not have a super thanks button, so I rely solely on AdSense for revenue. So if you could kindly not skip through adverts, I would appreciate that. Alternatively, I have created a PayPal donate link for those who'd like to donate anything at all towards purchases of some of the fragrances on this channel. Now, welcome to summer fragrance recommendations from the Middle East. I have picked up a few, especially the ones that you guys were interested in that were on my June tray. I did not actually bring a June tray, but I did bring, a cluster or a haul of the fragrances that I intended to bring to, in the month of June. And this was one of the fragrances that you guys were, interested in. Kandy Rose of the House of Grandeur. And Grandeur, I notice, have a website that charges in US dollars. So I don't know where that website is located, but the pricing is in US dollars. So it's not in dirhams. So I would presume it's probably a website that can ship internationally. So for those who'd like to know where they can purchase this, you could check that website out, or possibly use, websites like Amazon and eBay. Kandy Rose is here, guys, because first of all, it is a DNA that has been sought after for a while by a lot of you guys in my comment section, asking whether there's something on the market there that smells very close to Born in Roma. Now, this is it. If you're looking for that fragrance and you like that fragrance, this is going to, share a lot of similarities with that fragrance. Expect some black currant in here, some raspberry, lychee, adding an aquatic weight to this, making it an appropriate summer scent because of that aquatic weight that the lychee, adds, as well as the tangerine and some citruses. I mean, in the citruses like oranges there. So do expect a citrusy weight to this. The mid of this is going to have some patchouli, some jasmine, some rose, vanilla, and musk. But those mid notes do not outweigh, the freshness that the top carries of this fragrance. So it's going to be a fruity, fresh, even clean to an extent scent with a sweetness there and warm woods. Also expect a spiciness from this, possibly coming from pink pepper, but the website in itself did not put that as a note. They did not add pink pepper, but I do get a spiciness here and a light weight of, some woods, right, in this, and a tanginess, of course, of the black currant. So it is a juice that is not too sweet, it's not too loud, it's not too fresh, but it's just a beautiful fruity floral, and I can see why it was sought after. It's a DNA that's quite crowd pleasing. It's a DNA that's safe as well, even as a blind buy, as long as you're buying it, let's say, for a woman, because the actual composition in itself feels very sweetened there to an extent that I would say it's 70-80% feminine, right? Not because of the bottle, but there is a sweet, fruity, gentle warmness in this fragrance that is mostly associated with feminine scents. So I'm going to class this one as 70% feminine because of that. However, as I always say, you wear what you want to wear. So this is the very first one that I'd like to recommend here for anybody who's looking for an easy, rich summer fragrance for the summer season. Kandy Rose from the House of Grandeur is the first one on the lineup. And then we have Autobiography from the House of Paris Corner, and this one is called Citrine Vanille, right? I have mixed feelings when it comes to Citrine Vanille, because when I bought it, I was expecting more of the vanilla, especially that it does, list that's vanille, right? But the citruses in here really bully this fragrance. Good thing about Paris Corner is they have, like Keali, been doing us the favor of writing the notes. Now, the notes listed for here for this fragrance are lemon, bergamot, and vanilla at the top. That lemon and that bergamot is very intense to an extent that the vanilla is then timid. Okay, so a quick one here is I'm going to say don't buy it for the vanilla, if you will. You will get a vanilla, but it's not the sort of vanilla that is, say, for instance, top 10 vanilla fragrances in my collection, and then I put this one. There is a citrus here that is very intensified with, of course, the sweetness of the vanilla, but the citrus so piercing to an extent that some of you are going to get that, even toilet cleaner vibe, if you will, from this type of citrus. But Having said that, it makes it a quintessential summer scent, right? The heart of this fragrance is pink pepper, sandalwood, and the tonka bean. Now, the tonka bean as well ties this because it's a green-leaning tonka, right? And it's also intense. So it is a tonka that's quite thick and there, giving an earthy tone to this citrus. And then the base of this is cedar, musk, vetiver, and amber. I'm going to isolate the vetiver in here as the dry sort of vetiver, giving this one a dusty wrap up to everything. It's going to be a musky, dusty wrap up to everything, but the combo in itself is clean. It's got woods there, it's got the citruses, and it leans very masculine to my nose. This one, to an extent, I would say 80% masculine. So if you're a woman, don't go by that Citrine Vanille thing and then run for it and say, oh, it's going to be one of the sweetest, yummiest vanilla fragrances there, or vanilla forward. It's actually more of the citruses and a masculine leaning vetiver that you get in here, and it shares a lot of similarities with that Allure Homme Blanche edition. So if that helps, then that helps, guys. So it's the second one on the lineup, guys. Paris Corner's Autobiography, Citrine Vanille. And third on the lineup, guys, we have Rave Now White. I have raved about this fragrance, and it's one of those that has one of the decent dents in my collection. In fact, having said that, I think after this, I'm going to film a dents video, like the dents in my perfumes, video, because I haven't done one of those in a while. Rave Now White is a fragrance out of the Rave collection. I'm going to rate as number 3 because it's kind of not safe. That's why I'm putting it at number 3, right? Number 1, of course, being the Rave Now Black. Number 2 being the pink one. And then this I'm going to put at number 3. I love this fragrance, but I'm putting it at number 3 because it's not your typical citrus. They expect a refreshing burst of that citrus, especially a grapefruit, because it's going to lean sour almost immediately. And then there's a fizziness of a ginger that comes into the mix here, adding a spicy twist to that citric nature of the fragrance. It is refreshing, but very intense. So do not expect light citruses from this. This is quite a heavyweight citrus. And in terms of how the DNA vibes, it vibes in the same vein as that LV Symphony. So if you like that style of DNA, you're gonna love it. But it is a citrus that lasts, I would say it's gonna last about 8 hours. This one is quite a citrus with the depth. It's not one of those light freshies. I wouldn't actually call it a light citrus by any shape, means, or form. It's very intense there. So Rave Now White is a recommendation. If you love your citruses done in a very different, unique style there, then this is definitely one that I would, recommend. Now, moving on to number 4 is going to be this one, right? This one is again from the House of Grandeur, and this is not a sponsored video by Grandeur. I bought this one, London Avenue. This is right here. This is one that I bought because of the curiosity of it going around as that Bond Number 9 Greenwich Village smell alike, right? And this is one fragrance that I'm going to say I'm very happy to own because if at all, it's close. I don't have that Greenwich Village to compare, but if at all it is close as how TikTok has raved about it being close to that, then there isn't much to that DNA, if you know what I mean, because what I get here is a candied, powdery type of scent. It's sweet, it's got fruits and florals, but everything about it is safe, making it a fresh, clean, guarded type of composition there. You're going to get that summer splash of the lychee and the citruses in here, but it's very careful, okay? It's very careful to an extent that I sometimes turn a nosmic to this. I haven't actually used the heck out of it. Let me just show you the dent, right? That's where it's at. I haven't used the heck out of it because I noticed that whether I underspray or overspray, it just does, it performs the same. Now, it's not an awful DNA. It's a beautiful DNA. Just that it's a DNA that you feel you wish it could do more. There is that candy accord that comes into the mix here, and I'm going to attribute that maybe to the use of praline, okay? That there is like a soft, gentle praline in here because there is definitely a sugar accord that carries that musky weight of this fragrance, but it interprets as just a clean, fresh, light, unisex fragrance. This does not align with any gender. Even men can wear this as long as you like, your summery, tamed style of fragrances. Then definitely London Avenue by Grandeur is one that you can look out for, but don't go looking for this one expecting a beast mode fragrance. There is nothing beast mode about this. Even if you sprayed the heck out of it, I'm just going to respray it here, for the sake of just spraying it. And yeah, I still get the same. I still get a fragrance that even at initial sniff like this, I kind of have to dig my nose through to, perceive it. And it does come through, but it's very light. It's like one of those fragrances that you would recommend to somebody who doesn't like their fragrance doing the most. Okay, so that is our number 4. 5 and 6 I'm going to present as a pair, right? This is Shahaf women and then this is Shahaf men. Very little, I was about to drop that, very little is said about these two fragrances, but these are quintessential summer fragrances from the house of Swiss Arabian. If you're looking for an affordable, starting point, especially in that Shahaf line, these two are ones that I would recommend. Now, why I decided to bring them as a pair is they feel to my nose like a continuation of it. Right? Both of these fragrances carry the citrus there, the citrus note at the forefront. Both of them are going to have that summer appeal to them. Both of them are going to feel very light and fresh and airy there. The difference has been the feminine one has got a crisp apple note, okay, a very distinct apple note there that comes to the surface, whereas this one takes a bitter cardamom turn, but without distancing both from each other. I'm not going to say these are twins, but I'm going to say they feel like the quintessential his and hers. And in as much as they feel like the quintessential his and hers, you could even do vice versa, where as a man you could wear this, as a woman you could wear this. This is why I say they just feel as though they were cut from the same cloth, both sharing that praline finish, a soft lactonic backdrop to them, or that praline note. And that praline note is not really overweight in here. It is just done as safely, to make sure that they don't become sticky, but they have that sweet, yummy, soft, warm feel, of that praline in both of them. So I thought to recommend these ones, guys, as very good summer splash scents if you're looking for that. And the lasting power for both is not bad, as long as you like summer profiled scents. Okay, these are not going to be as strong as this. This is strong. Okay, even this is a summer fragrance that can transition to winter. It's strong, just as I would say for the Rave Now White. Okay, from these recommendations, it's the Rave Now White and the Citrine Vanille that I'm going to say are strong. I remember having to scrub this one off because it was just doing too much. There's even a smoky thing that you have within that citrus. Now these, represent summer to the T, where you want your fragrance to carry you there. You want wafts of, that smelling good feel without choking out. So number 5 and 6 are going to be Shahaf Oud women and Shahaf Oud men. I'm just left with 2 because I'm trying to make sure that the videos, are not so long these days, because I noticed that retention is not that good, right? So I'm just left with 2, right? Number 7 is going to be Maya Natural Intense. Let me spray this on a tester paper because I already sprayed that London Avenue on my arm, so I can't respray, and I don't want to spray my other arm. I don't want to smell of any of these fragrances today. I am planning to try a new combo out, so there's nothing wrong with them, but I just want to try something out, so I don't want to, overspray on my skin. Now, Maya's Natural Intense from the house of Latafa is a fragrance that is a wow. Every time I spray it, it's a wow to me. It's going to give you a fresh, aromatic, aquatic tone to it. There is coconut water in this fragrance, and there is that fig note. Now, if you love the smell of fig and you grew up around fig like myself, you're going to just find yourself, being taken back in time. This is very nostalgic to me because of how the fig note interprets there. The combo in itself, in the opening there is a little bit heavyweight, just a little bit, okay? It doesn't open as outright fresh, making it, oh my God, this is a fresh, crisp, clean summer scent. It opens up with, of course, that coconut water and that fig note doing the most. And that top there that is a bit heavy there, I think builds to that base of the fragrance to give it longevity, because after a while this is two-toned. After a while it makes a complete U-turn where it moves from how the top felt to, you know, leaning towards a fresh, summery, clean, even citrusy style of fragrance there in the dry down, aligning a lot with that Acqua di Gio. All right, so if you like that style of fragrance, you're gonna like that. But just going into the shop and smelling this offset, it's not going to give you that. This is why I said it's two-toned. It will give you one fragrance that's going one direction and then change, wherein after you wear it, you'll be thinking, oh, okay, who's smelling of that now? Because that's not what I sprayed. Okay, so it is that two-tone twist combo there, where it starts off with the fig and the coconut water, making it even a little bit tropical there, and then it makes a U-turn into the quintessential summer freshie. So that is Lattafa's Maya Intense Natural. Right now, as for the last one's going to be this one. Okay, Assad Zanzibar. This fragrance didn't get the shine that it deserves. This fragrance, I'm not going to come here and lie and say I use it a lot. I find this one masculine toned. I find this one representing what it should to the T, to an extent that it becomes one of those you either love or you don't love, right? But I think its undoing was probably the price point, the starting price point of this fragrance, and the fact that it is, you know, blue, right? So a lot of blue fragrances have been thrown on the market there, to an extent that when you introduce another blue fragrance, it's got to be very unique for people to be drawn to it. This is unique, right? This uses that coconut water, and it uses salty notes and captures what feels to the mind like a body of water. So that Zanzibar is very befitting as a name. It's just going to transport you to a huge body of water, or to a seaside setting, or to a swimming pool, but just a large body of water, okay, with its beautiful salty notes there, fresh notes there, coconut water there, and then a lavender that comes in there with a piercing aromatic tone in the mix, adding that spicy tone to what would have been maybe a linear blue fragrance. So there is that aromatic spiciness that you are to expect from this, and then it turns into a powdery violet and iris type of mix. So there's a lot going on in this fragrance, to an extent that to know it is to own it or to smell it. So if you haven't, especially the gents out there, try get a taster of this. This is a blue fragrance with a twist, right? It's not your quintessential, oh my god, there we go again. It does have a twist, but unfortunately it really didn't get that much publicity out there, possibly because it is a blue fragrance, or maybe the starting price, or maybe the marketing. I'm not sure, guys. So it's the last one on the lineup. Lattafa's Assad Zanzibar is our number 8. So I said, guys, that's a wrap. Let me know some of the fragrances that you're going to be wearing in summer, especially if you are going through the summer season. I would like to know your recommendations. Drop them there in the comment section and we can discuss more about fragrances. C Chronicles is my name. Thank you so much for joining me today. Remember to turn on post notifications. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this one, and remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.